Hello students, welcome to today's class, Chapter 2 Compound Interest Without Using Formula, Exercise 2b. In the previous class, we have discussed about simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest is said to be simple if it is calculated on the original principal throughout the loan period, irrespective of the length of the period for which it is borrowed. That means to say, on the sum than the same rate of interest per annum, the interest of every year is same. When we say interest, it is always simple interest. It is calculated by using the formula I is equal to PRT by 100. Compound interest is the interest which is calculated in such a way that when the interest which has become due at the end of a certain fixed period is not paid to the money lender but is added to the sum lent, the amount thus obtained becomes the principal for the next period. This process is repeated until the amount for the last period is found. And it is said that in compound interest, when the interest is compounded yearly, the principal changes every year. If the compound interest is half yearly, then the principal changes every 6 months. This period is called as conversion period. We have solved few problems based on this simple interest and compound interest. Let us move to exercise 2b. By solving the problems, you will know the major difference between the compound interest and simple interest. Question number 1. Calculate the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest on rupees 4,000 in 2 years at 8% per annum compounded yearly. In this problem, we have to find out simple interest as well as compound interest, and the difference between simple interest and compound interest has to be calculated. In the previous classes, while we are discussing about the difference between simple interest and compound interest, one point was clear for us, that the compound interest will be more than the simple interest. Let us understand that concept still clearly by solving this problem. First, calculate the simple interest. Consider the principal as 4,000. Rate of interest is 8% and the term is given as 2 years. Apply the formula I is equal to PTR over 100. So the simple interest is equal to rupees 640. Mark it as result number 1. Now calculate the compound interest. Consider the principal for 1 year as rupees 4,000 and rate of interest is 8%. At the end of the first year, the amount will be equal to rupees 4,320. So the compound interest for the second year should be calculated by considering the principal amount as rupees 4,320, which was the amount to be paid at the end of the first year. I hope this step is clear for you. We have solved many problems of exercise 2a based on this method. That is, whenever we have to calculate compound interest for 2 years, 3 years, what we need to do, first we have to calculate the compound interest for the first year. And the amount what we are going to obtain at the end of the first year should be considered as the principal for the second year. Consider the principal as rupees 4,320. So the compound interest will be equal to 345.6. Amount is equal to 4,665.6. As it is set for 2 years, now the amount to be paid at the end of second year is 4,665.6. Calculate the compound interest with the formula final amount minus initial principal. The principal amount is given as 4,000. final amount at the end of the second year, what we have calculated is 4665.6. So the difference between the final amount and the initial principal is rupees 665.6. This is the compound interest for sum of rupees 4000 at 8% per annum for 2 years. Mark this as result number 2. So result number 1, in the first step we calculated simple interest. Now in the second step, in the second result, we have calculated the compound interest. Find out its difference, that will be equal to rupees 25.6. Question number 2. A man lends rupees 12,500 at 12% for the first year, at 15% for the second year, and 18% for the third year. If the rates of interest are compounded yearly, find the difference between the compound interest for the first year and the compound interest for the third year. Try to understand the given question, children. It is said that the principal amount is 12,500 at the beginning, and the rate of interest charged for the first year is 12%, second year is 15%, and for the third year is 18%. It is very much clearly stated in the question that we have to find out the difference between the compound interest of first year and third year. Many of the students will think that we have to calculate the compound interest of first year and third year. Practically it is not at all possible, because after finding out the first year compound interest, directly we cannot calculate the compound interest for third year. It should go in an order. First we have to calculate compound interest of first year and amount to be paid at the end of first year. That amount should be considered as the principal for the second year, and then calculate the compound interest and the amount to be paid at the end of the second year. Then consider the amount to be paid at the end of the second year as the principal for the third year to calculate the compound interest of third year. Even though second year concept is not in the question, to calculate the compound interest for third year, we need to proceed with first, second, and then with the third year. Consider the principal amount as 12,500, rate as 12%, calculate the compound interest and the amount to be paid at the end of first year, that is equal to rupees 14,000. So the second year rate of interest varies from 12% to 15%. So consider the amount of rupees 14,000 as the principal for second year and the rate of interest as 15%, and the compound interest will be equal to rupees 2,100. Amount is equal to 16,100. This is the amount to be paid at the end of the second year. Consider this amount as the principal for third year and find out what is the compound interest. So compound interest for the third year is 2,898. They did not ask us what is the total compound interest to be paid at the end of the third year. Now only the compound interest for third year. So that means to say that consider the difference between the compound interest of first year and third year. First year compound interest is 1,500. Third year compound interest is 2,898. Its difference will be equal to rupees 1,398. Question number 3. A sum of money is lent at 8% per annum compound interest. If the interest for the second year exceeds that for the first year by rupees 96, find the sum of money. In this problem, rate of interest is given as 8% and the amount, that is the difference between the interest of first year and second year, is given as rupees 96, and we need to find out what is the sum of money. Let us consider the sum of money as rupees 100 and R, that is rate of interest, as 8%. Calculate the interest to be paid for the first year, that will be equal to rupees 8, and the amount is equal to rupees 108. Consider rupees 108 as the principal for second year and calculate the interest for the second year, that is rupees 8.64. Calculate the difference between the interest for the second year and first year, that is equal to 0.64. So this 0.64 is the difference between the interest of second year and the first year on the principal amount of rupees 100. That was our assumption. But in the question it is given that for the money lent, the difference between the interest of second year and first year is given as rupees 96. So try to compare. When interest is rupees 0.64, principal is rupees 100. Similarly, if the interest is rupees 96, then what would be the principal amount? Calculate. The principal amount will be equal to rupees 15,000. Question number 4. A borrows rupees 6,000 at 5% compound interest per annum. If he repays rupees 1,200 at the end of each year, find the amount of the loan outstanding at the beginning of the third year. Understand this problem practically, children, that A has borrowed rupees 6,000 at 5% compound interest per annum. That means principal changes every year. So after the calculation of the first year, what A did, every year he started to pay rupees 1,200 at the end of the year. So let us consider the first year principal amount as rupees 6,000, R as 5%, and the interest will be equal to rupees 300. So the amount to be paid at the end of the first year is rupees 6,300. Till now what we were doing, we were considering this amount rupees 6,300 as the principal for the second year. But here the situation differs. Why? Because it is given in the question that he is going to repay rupees 1,200 at the end of each year. So if he pays rupees 1,200 at the end of first year, the amount due will be equal to rupees 5,100. This is the new concept and the new adjustment which you have to learn in this particular problem. So the amount is not 6,300. The amount due at the end of the first year is rupees 5,100. So to calculate the compound interest for second year, 5,100 should be considered as the principal, and continue with the same process with rate of interest as 5%. So the amount at the end of second year will be equal to rupees 5,355. Again at the end of second year, he is going to pay rupees 1,200. So the amount due at the end of second year is rupees 4,155. In the question it is said to find the amount of the loan outstanding at the beginning of the third year. So the beginning of the third year is same as the end of second year. So this point has to be noted very much clearly. Now we need not to find the compound interest or the amount for the third year. It is clearly stated as we have to find out the outstanding loan amount. Meaning of the word outstanding means balance. What is the remaining amount that he need to pay? So the amount at the end of the second year is same as the loan amount outstanding at the beginning of the third year. Therefore, the amount outstanding at the beginning of the third year is rupees 4,155. Question number 5. A man borrows rupees 5,000 at 12% compound interest payable every 6 months. He repays rupees 1,800 at the end of every 6 months. Calculate the third payment he has to make at the end of 12 months in order to clear the entire loan. So this problem, it starts with the same format of question number 4. Here, the compound interest is payable for every 6 months. That means conversion period is 6 months. So principal changes at every 6 months. Here also, after the 6 months duration, he is going to repay rupees 1,800. So let us start with the problem. Considering the principal as rupees 5,000, rate of interest as 12%, consider the term as half year. The conversion period is not 1 year, it is half year. After calculating the interest for the first 6 months, the amount to be paid at the end of 6 months is rupees 5,300. As he repays rupees 1,800, so what is the balance at the end of the first year? That is rupees 3,500. So rupees 3,500 should be considered as the principal for the second 6 months, and the interest to be paid is rupees 210. Amount due at the end of second year is second 6 month, that is second duration is rupees 3,710. As he repays again rupees 1,800, the amount to be paid at the end of second year is rupees 1,910. Consider this as the principal for the third 6 months and calculate the amount due at the end of the third year, at the end of the third 6 month, that is equal to rupees 2,024.6. Now the question is very much clear. Calculate the third payment. Already he has made 2 payments. First payment at the end of first 6 months, that is rupees 1,800. Again at the end of second 6 month, he has paid rupees 1,800. Now for the third payment, he has decided that he is going to decide and settle his account by paying the complete amount which was due. So the interest and the amount calculated at the end of the third 6 month is the due amount which he need to pay at the end of 18 months, that is his third payment, that is equal to rupees 2,024.6. I hope you have understood these 2 problems, question number 4 and question number 5. Let me just revise and recall this. In question number 4, compound interest was per annum. That means to say we calculated interest for yearly basis. Conversion period was 1 year. So at the end of each year, as he repays rupees 1,200, amount what we have calculated should be deducted or reduced by rupees 1,200. Later, the difference amount should be considered as the principal for the second year. But in the fifth problem, what happened? It is very much clear. Here also, after end of every 6 months, he paid rupees 1,800. And by the time of third payment, he decided to clear his account. So, for the first 6 months, the amount paid is 1,800, that was deducted. the remaining amount was considered as the principal for the second 6 months. So after calculating the amount due at the end of second 6 months, again rupees 1800 is deducted, and now at the end of the third 6 month, amount due is rupees 2024.6, as it is given that he is going to make the third payment in such a way he is going to clear his accounts. So the third payment what he has to make to clear his entire loan amount is nothing but the amount due at the end of the third 6 months, rupees 2024.6. By this we have completed first 5 problems of exercise 2B. Thank you children. Have a nice day.